Hey everyone, I'm Ben and this is Counterfeit Christianity. This is another episode of My Understanding. It's just a story from something that happened to me in the past, and one of the people that I have dealt with in the past, a Christian pastor. And I was reminded of this story the other day when I was talking to some friends. I guess this is part of the reason, certainly is part of the reason why I feel the way I do about Christianity in general and Christian pastors. This is certainly part of that journey for me. So the story I want to tell, it happened maybe 15 years ago. And at that time I lived in Thailand, and I was still connected to churches and things like that. And I was lived under that indoctrination. I was questioning things. I wasn't sure about the things that I felt and the things that I believed, because I still believed a lot of the Christian lies that tie you down and chain you up to certain parts of life that you think you have to do, or you have to know things. One day I was chatting with some other friends, the same age as me, another guy and a girl. It was at an orphanage in Thailand. That's where I spent the beginning of my time when I was in Thailand, until I walked away from them because of the evils that I noticed. And the guy that started it, if anybody knows me, they know who I'm talking about. But the guy that started this orphanage, as I found out, he's quite an evil man, extremely evil, and has perpetrated many evils against the Thai people, especially in that small community. At that stage, we were talking about Australian convicts and how it was just a conversation between friends, and he overheard it. Australian convicts and how it was such an evil thing. We were just chatting about that and how it was really evil, and the things that happened to people and at the beginning of Australian history. And he came out and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to tell you a few things." First of all, he said that it was really, really good because the people that ran those boats and lived in England at the time were Christians, So it was really good because they used to make people become Christians, and he said it was a really good thing because it spread Christianity throughout the world. And I'm like, it doesn't sound right to me. Evils committed against somebody can never be good. And then he went on to say even more. So he even went on to say that slavery is a good thing and was a good thing. Here he said that because it was Christians, it was spreading Christianity throughout the world. At the time, I'm like, yeah, you're just a crazy old dickhead. But as I can look back with 2020 vision, right, I can see what's happened. I do realize now that is how he treated the Thai people. So those people that are in that small community have been cursed by him forever. And they live under this lie of Christianity and what they think it is. But this is what he actually believed. He said that to us. And I think that a lot of Christians actually think the same thing, because you see them doing really bad things in the name of saving people's souls, right? In the name of saving people's souls, protecting them from hell, protecting them against themselves. Christians will almost do anything. We all know that there were many slaves from many different places. He was specifically talking about the black slaves, the African slaves that were brought to America. Most white slaves were enslaved by Muslims back in the day, so that wouldn't have spread much Christianity around. But I know that the Muslims thought the same thing, that they were spreading Islam around, and it was really good. It is the way that most of them think, because they think it's okay for me to do harm to you a little bit right now, as long as you become a Christian, then it's okay, because you're not going to hell anymore. If you say the incantation, if you say those lines, then you're not going to hell, at least, so it doesn't matter what I've done to you now. I've noticed that a lot of Christians, especially pastors, think that way. But that is what a lot of people have received inside of the Christian religion. And a lot of people receive that from Christians. It's filtered down. That attitude has filtered down into everyday Christians. And it happens in families a lot, where the parents really want the kids to become Christians so they don't burn in hell. Even the Bible worshippers miss this. Jesus came to free us from enslavement of a system, of religion, of things like that, so that we can live in heaven right now with him. We also get to live after we die with him, but he came to free us for now, so that we can have a free life now, so that we can be free with our daddy right now. So that's what I want to encourage you with. You don't need to say an incantation. It's absolutely meaningless. Just live a life with God, be with him, intentionally chase him, and then you will become free. He'll give you your dreams and desires here on earth. Christians also like to say that your dreams and desires are evil. You need to put your heart to the side. control yourself so that you don't become uncontrolled. But when you're with God, everything becomes good. All those nasty little parts of us that are dirty in some way will just go away, because God is good, and everything that happens with God is good. So it's the same story as everything. Lean into God and you will be free. You'll be free now and forever, because you get to be with him now and forever. It's pretty awesome. You don't have to destroy yourself now so that you can go to heaven. That's not the way it works. You get to be free so you can be with your daddy. Christianity is mostly a death cult. There are good people in it, but the system in itself is evil, and it controls you, and it strips the ability away from you to be with the living God, to have a relationship with your true and only daddy. Our earthly daddies don't always do a good job. So I'm just going to leave you with that today. So I really appreciate you, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that sort of good stuff.